Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chasing Psychological Safety. This week, we're announcing a big shift for us, if you wish. We're going to become a lot more unpleasant and clear in our messaging. We feel it's high time we start talking about rewarding people for the human work. We've spent the better part of the last few years asking teams and asking individuals to apply themselves, to show up, to do the human work, to understand the difficult topic of the emotions they go through, and to start changing their behaviors. And we see a lot of that happening. We're very, very grateful. The teams that are doing the work, there are hundreds, thousands of people right now that are on our software doing exactly that, getting over their resistance, getting over the fact that they think it's worthless, getting over the fact that they know they're not going to be directly rewarded for it, and just doing the work because they've seen the effects on their own work and because they've seen themselves become more productive and highly performant because they are paying attention to their own emotions and the emotions of others around them. So we've seen the resistance lower and people doing the work. We think it's high time we start paying them for it. It's that simple. What does that mean in terms of what we need to change as organizations? That's the conversation we need to open. And we know it's a big topic, but we are hoping to just kind of kick off a real and open dialogue that will land us where we should be.
Absolutely. So we're seeing some of the big players in the marketplace, some really, really well-established, successful companies. A good example would be pharmaceutical, taking the big step, and they've been doing it for longer than now. It's started a year or so ago, of actively and openly compensating, paying people for the human work. And that looks like paying them for their learning, paying them for their curiosity, paying them for that time invested in their own growth, but also invested in team growth. So taking the time to spend actively doing actions and activities that develop their team. So that's some of what we're seeing. We're also seeing, the unicorns, the companies coming through now that are started by a different generation who've got a different mindset and are possibly going to take over the marketplace. I sincerely hope they do. Really focused on culture and people as part of their business model, if not the core part of their business model. But I suppose one of the things to acknowledge is that it's not a straightforward question. We're undoing an awful lot of structure and legacy thinking about how we compensate our people and how we reward our people when we think about this. So we're moving ideally from a model where we've traditionally only compensated for tasks. We've only rewarded for doing the delivery work. What we want to do is start rewarding for the human work. And that's going to mean looking at, a variety of different things across your business. It's going to mean looking at compensation, career paths, how we promote people, how we look at people in their performance reviews. And you can tell us you're already doing that if you want. But I've seen a lot of performance reviews, and I guarantee you that just putting it in there as a line item does not mean cultural change. This is going to need a wholesale reward system for the human work. Also looking at rewards, and of course, all of this is going to feed into having a pay structure that rewards the human work. So we know it's not straightforward, but we're pretty sure this is going to be the future, and we're willing to have a claim in that and say it really openly here today. So if you want to know what it looks like to be able to see or measure or understand or give your people the opportunity to do the human work, come and talk to us. We've got the teams doing it at the moment, and the way to look at that. If you can't, just start those conversations internally. If you are senior in your organization listening to this, go and talk to your HR department, go and talk to your rewards department, and let's see if we can start making that shift today.
There's, as Ffion says, a lot to be done. We're willing to be there in this fight with you. We're willing to make ourselves hateful if necessary by repeating the same thing over and over again. This is not something we can walk away from. The so-called winds of the pandemic have to land. They will never land until we change the way we work. To change the way we work, we have to actually find a way to pay people for what we've asked them to change towards. So this is not avoidable. We may put it off for a while, but now in an age of trying to avoid quiet quitting, in an age of trying to keep our people, in an age where we know engagement and passion and purpose have become the vocabulary of the day for everyone, This is where we're going. We all know that. There's no exec and no HR professional that believes we're going to be getting by on the existing systems we've put in place 50, 60 years ago. It is time we change this from the inside. There's a lot to be done. Start those conversations. Over the next few weeks, you're going to hear us try and dissect each and every of these topics. We'll tell you where we got to with the teams we work with and the organizations that are more advanced or maybe more willing to put themselves out there. And ideally, we'll all move as fast as possible to respond to this dramatic shift in the workplace. So thanks so much for coming on the journey with us. Please talk to us at any point. Any of us would love to have this conversation be busted wide open. And obviously, let us show you the software that also will play a major role, because it will give you an ability of seeing the actual time that people are spending putting it into this human work. So thanks a lot, and we will see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.